Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be making a sweet pea sugar flower, and these are all the tools that we are going to be using. I'm going to be leaving the list of the tools in the description box below, so feel free to see them. So the first thing we are making is the bud for our sweet pea. So make a teardrop and then use your dresden tool to make a line in between and just set it aside to dry. Okay, next we are going to be making the bud for the flower itself. Okay, so make a teardrop shape again and put your gauge 22 wire in it and then cut out the excess. Now you are going to be pressing it, okay, to make it flat, and then you are going to be using your balling tool to make the flatten the edges of this bud. You keep that again to dry. Now we are going to be making the petals for the sugar flower. The first thing you need to do is make sure that it's rolled out very flat. So I'm just using some cornstarch on my table and making sure that I can bring it out when I'm ready. So I'm using a teardrop cutter, the first and the smallest one, okay, the smallest one and the second one. So I'm going to be pinching the edges of the petal so that it will look like a sweet pea cutter. And now we are going to be pulling out the gum paste and frilling the edges and cupping it and getting it ready to sit pretty on the bud that we have made. So if this is your first time of being on my channel and you like what you're seeing, we are all about cake decoration, sugar flowers, and all things cakes. You should look below and click on the subscribe button, and also do not forget to click on the notification bell so that you know when we post awesome videos like this. And don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Okay, drop a comment too. We love talking to you all. So now we are going to be putting the first petal on the bud that we made. Okay, then we are going to be putting in the second petal, but before we do that, we are going to be using the rose mold to put some veins on our petal. Okay, so now we are going to be putting it behind our first petal that we have already put. So when you are putting the second petal, make sure that you give it some character. Also make sure that you do it in different ways. You know, flowers are not generic, they don't come in a particular way, so give it some character. Make it to fall back this way, make some to cover up as if it's a blanket. Just give your petals different characters, and then you will get beautiful flowers when you are ready to put them together as a bouquet. So I have an online class called the Sugar Flower Factory where I teach how to make sugar flowers and wafer paper flowers. If you'll be interested in something like that, then you should look in the description box and you will get details to how to make payment and join that class. So once your flowers are dry, this flower is in white, okay, so I just used lemon dust to dust the bottom of my flowers. Okay, and then now I'm trying to make, what is it called, calyx for each of my flower, and I'm using my floral tape for that. So just use your cut little pieces of floral tape and twist the bottom, and then we are going to be attaching all these little pieces. I cut 4, by the way, and we are putting them at the bottom of the flower, and then it's going to be looking like the calyx. Once that is done, you are going to be using your floral tape over your calyx and taping it down. Okay, now we are almost ready to put our or assemble our flowers together. These sugar flowers are super beautiful. You can use them as filler flowers, you can use them as flowers, just the flowers for any kind of cake that you will be creating. But first, before we put them together, I would like to create what is called not too sure what is called okay, but it's part of the flower. So this is a wire 26 and I'm covering it up with floral tape, and I cut the wire into 2. I'm using my pen just to coil the tips of this wire. Okay, This is the beginning of the assembly of our flower. So I'm putting these two together, and I'm going to be adding the bud first and then adding all the flowers one after the other. So when adding the flower, I try to put, after the bud, I try to put the flower that looks the smallest, okay, until I graduated to the biggest flower, and that is that. So let me know in the comment section, do you think this is a flower that you can do? Does it look simple? Would you be trying it? Let me know in the comment section.